Caruso getting 6 steals and kind of the way you guys defended Doncic, who's obviously such a fantastic player. What did you think overall of the defensive approach tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I thought when we got aggressive and we got up into the ball and got out into passing lanes, I thought the third quarter we were kind of teetering a little bit, and then I thought the guys defensively, we played faster, because they play very uniquely, because Doncic can play fast because he can advance the ball. He's got such good vision. He throws it up the floor and then he becomes fast. And there's other times he kind of gets it across. So a lot of times you get caught playing at their pace. And, I think our guys did a good job of just us trying to play fast off of misses instead of kind of slowly flowing into offense. And I think Alex was a big part of that, in that second half. He obviously made some timely shots that kind of broke some momentum for them and gave us some energy in life. And, defensively, he was, I think, in passing lanes disruptive, but with a lot of steals.
Billy, was that the most zone you all have faced? And if so, how did you think you did tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were okay. I mean, I think every zone's a little bit different. They play a little bit more of like a 3-2 matchup. It's more like a switching man-to-man. And I thought we had a really, really good rhythm and flow. And I thought when they went to the zone, it probably broke it a little bit. And we got a little bit stagnant on some possessions. And then I think as time went on, we did a better job, I think, handling it. I thought we generated, relatively decent shots. I thought that early part when they did go to it was probably our most difficult time. But I thought after that, once we got the ball moving and we found open people, we just didn't really make very many shots against it. But I thought we generated some good looks.
The most that you've seen so far?
Probably this year, yes.
Did it play at all a role in your good three-point shooting tonight? I mean, you did have that initial period where you struggled with it, but then it seemed like you started to unlock it, and you made a ton of threes tonight.
Yeah, I think you have to trust the pass. And, I think we've had, even in the last two games, we haven't shot the ball great from the three-point line. And in particular against Philadelphia, I think that the margin in both those two Philadelphia games, they made twice as many threes as we did. And I don't think our looks were terrible. I mean, I thought a couple of shots that Korkmaz made and Niang made were really, really tough, a lot of times. And I trust our guys shooting the ball if we move it and generate good looks. We generated some corner threes tonight. And we didn't shoot it great. That's going to happen. But on those given nights. But tonight we shot it better. DeMar did not have a great shooting night, but he's been so elite for so long that's going to happen. So we got to really rely on our defense and being physical and aggressive and then trying to get out in transition and generate some easy baskets.
What do those head-to-head passes from Lonzo do besides just creating easy baskets?
Yeah, I mean, we have to run for him. A lot of times people talk about running, but you're really running for others. And he's such a great advanced passer that when we get out and run, in particular Zach, because he's so fast, especially in some situations where he's on the wing defensively opposite the ball and we get a clean rebound and he takes off. I mean, it's easy points. It's hard to generate easy baskets in an NBA game, especially in the half court. So when you can steal a few of those with a point guard that's willing to make those passes, it really helps. Even the kick ahead play he made to Vooch, in the paint, those are easy baskets. You can't play call, those plays. And if you can generate that with inside your personnel, it's a huge advantage.
Really, how important is to have back-to-back quality wins before you go on a long road trip?
I mean, I think it's good. But, like tomorrow, God willing, the sun comes up and it's like a new day, so it's just like this ends up being behind you, just like Brooklyn was behind you. And we'll have to figure out ways that we got to get better. I think to Darnell's point, it was the first time we saw any extended period of zone, we can get better, in that area. I thought in the first half, there were moments we were really physical and did a really, really good job. And then, we kind of started to play a little bit slow and, got kind of bogged down on both ends of the floor. So I think it's just, it's great you have 2 wins, but really when the ball gets thrown up in Golden State, you're not really thinking about what happened the last 2 games. And I give our guys credit. We lost 2 games to Philadelphia in a row, and we came back and made some improvements and got better against Brooklyn. And I think this group's making strides. They're getting better and they're improving. And we just got to have that mentality going into tomorrow. How do we get better from this experience tonight? And how do we keep growing and improving?
Billy, I know you spoke to the general defensive effort, but the job on Doncic specifically, I think he had 22 and 10, but it seemed like you guys kind of slowed him as much as any one team can. What did you think of the kind of collective effort between the guys that got?
Well, I think against any elite scorer like him, sometimes you're at the mercy of their shot making ability. And believe me, he got down on the post I thought we fouled him in particular their team too much. I think in that first quarter, I think we gave up 8 or 10 free throws, and we slapped down at the ball and we tried to strip them, and we got called for fouls, and we didn't even force those guys to make shots. But like, he had a lot of post up turnaround jump shots that he just didn't make. And watching film on them, I've seen him make enough of them. But you got to, I think, at least start off forcing him to make those shots. And then if he's making them, then you can adjust. But we didn't even give ourselves a chance to start the game because we fouled so much early. But, he's a tough shot maker. And sometimes with a guy like that, you're at their mercy. He just didn't really necessarily maybe have a great offensive night. I thought our guys worked incredibly hard on him. I thought they were really, really aggressive at the point of the screen. They worked really hard to get back in front of him. I thought, we got hurt in the first half on some lobs. He's really good kind of hostage dribble and holds you on his back. And then he gets that lob for Powell and Cauley Stein. But, for the most part, I thought our guards fought. I thought Vooch did a good job up there. And, as the game went on, I think we got better and better defensively.
What went into Alizé getting 10 minutes? He had been out of the rotation for a couple of games, but turning back to him.
It was just hard with Porzingis at the 5. I just felt like we needed to switch him, as much as possible when we got in the bind. And, with Tony, I think it's tough with Brunson being out there and some of the players that are out there to start asking him to switch. Alizé is probably a better player to do that. They ended up coming big back with Cauley Stein, so we went right back with Tony, and then they came in with Boban, and then we stuck with Tony, and then they kind of went back and they went big again with their big lineup with Powell and Porzingis. So it was just more, it was just hard to contain the ball because we're in coverage and we're trying to get back to Porzingis, and at times we were trying to get back, but we didn't really stop the ball and they got downhill. And I think Brunson hurt us. So it was just the ability to switch those lineups and try to keep the ball in the paint, and keep the ball in front of us.
Bill, you did this a lot last year when we were just getting to know your habits and your tendencies. But you rode Zach when he got those 2 first quarter fouls. You left him in there, and then he picked up his third, I think, in the second quarter, and you rode him again. What goes into your decision making there? Is it trust in the player? Is it conversation with the player? What?
Yeah, I mean, it can always backfire, Casey. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say that, anything could happen. He could trip into a guy by accident and pick up his third, right? But I do think for a player like Zach, who's an elite offensive player, I think as a coach, I've always tried to side on the side of trusting them, because it really breaks their rhythm when all of a sudden now you pull them out, you wait for the second quarter, you throw them back in, then you take them out again. And then they I just wanted to, as close as I could, keep him in his normal rotation, his normal rhythm. And, obviously if he would have picked up his third, I probably would have sat him and maybe tried to have played him maybe in the second quarter, the last 6 minutes. But, and there's a fine line there, because I think sometimes when guys get their second, like he did, and they stop playing defensively, that's really bad too. Like, you can't have that. They've got to be really disciplined, and they've also got to give really good effort. And it can't be like, Matador, like, I don't want to touch anybody and everybody's kind of going by him. And Zach was good. I thought Zach kept himself out of harm's way, and he still worked hard to guard the ball or do what he needed to do defensively. But I just think with players like him, it's sometimes those decisions can really break up their rhythm. And listen, it could backfire. We could have a game where it could be the second quarter and he could have 3 fouls, and we'll have to manage it.
What do you think of Lonzo Ball's 3-point shooting in general, and then his confidence taking them specifically?
He's really worked hard. I mean, like I said, seeing him when he first got in the league, with the Lakers, where he shot from the 3-point line, and then where he is today, I mean, he deserves a lot of credit. He's put an incredible amount of work in to get himself to that level. And I think he's got a lot of confidence in it. I think he believes in it. I think he's worked hard on it. And I think most guys generate and create confidence when they put that kind of work in. I mean, he's a guy that you can tell spent a lot of time trying to make that better. And, he's really shot the ball well, and particularly shot it great tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.